What is up, my geeks and freaks? Big Girl Geek here with a brand new review. It's Tuesday. That means we are back in Central City. We are back in Star Labs. We are back for an all-new episode of The Flash. Season 5, Episode 11, Seeing Red. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Geek
3, 2, 1.
Alright, you guys. So last week, if you caught my review, you knew I was not happy with that episode, but things have changed for Seeing Red by a little bit. I enjoyed this episode so much better than I enjoyed last week's episode. What did you guys think? As always, let me know in the comments. Alright, so you know me, we got the notes. Let's go. Oh, and BTW, by the way, if you cannot watch The Flash live for any reason, head over to my Twitter account, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you may get a little surprise. Alright, but it's a secret. So we started off this episode with a shot of Chris Klein as Cicada, and the first note that I have here is that Chris Klein's ass cannot act. Sorry if you're a Chris Klein fan. Sorry if you're a Chris Klein fanatic. I'm sure he's a nice man, a nice family man, a well-rounded, nice guy, but the guy cannot act to save his life. He's horrible. I don't know how he made it in that casting call, through that audition, and somebody thought that it was a good idea to cast him as a villain. He is so laughable. I can't even, okay? And I feel like the doctor is controlling him and pulling his strings, because what we saw was the doctor telling him, like, you got to take care of these metas. They ruined your life. They ruined all the lives of Central City. So I'm like, is she the big mastermind here controlling the strings? What's going on with that? I don't know. I think we're going to see more of the doctor. I'm annoyed by the two of them. Whatever. And then we got to see Cicada go after his new list of villains, these new people that he was going after, these new metahumans, which means that we saw the return of Snake Eyes himself from the dreaded Season 4, Norvok, whatever his name is. And basically Cicada has a list from CCPD of metahumans that were recently released from incarceration, served their time and released, and that is who Cicada is going after. And he got that list. We got to know that he got that list from a dirty cop. A cop, if you flash back to the episode with was it Newsflash? What is it? No. The episode where the gay journalist, and I say gay journalist because Nora likes her, and that's when we first found out that Nora was gay. I can't remember her name, but she had the Metatech. We were first introduced to the Metatech, and she had the tablet that controlled emotions, and she told them what to do and everything. She was the one that sent the cop to throw the bomb at the ballpark at the baseball game. That cop. He's the one that gave the list because he was so upset about being violated by this meta, and he thinks that all metas deserve to die, which I'm sure we're going to see in her again, because like I said, that was a big reveal that Nora is gay and that they liked each other, so I'm sure we'll see her again. And then Cicada murdered Norvok's friends, and then that brought Barry to the scene, and that's how the team got alerted to the case. And it's always great, and I have a note here to see CSI Barry. Love seeing CSI Barry, love seeing smart Barry, love seeing Barry on the case. It's like sometimes the show can forget how smart Barry is, and it's always great to see him on the case and as a CSI. That's how he opened the show in the first season, and that's what we love about him. And it's always great to see him use what he knows and what he learned in CSI school, and he doesn't always have to ask Caitlin and Cisco for an answer, or Wells for an answer. So it was great to see him as a CSI, and then bringing Nora in along with him. And then it cut to Caitlin in the lab, no, in the speed track, working on a formula to help with the cure. And the reason that she was in the in the speed lab is because there was no Cisco in this episode, and apparently throughout the whole episode Cisco is in the lab working on his part for the cure. And again, that kind of, to go off track a little bit, that kind of brings me to my point of there's just too many metas. Not everyone can fit in the episodes. There's some episodes we don't have Ralph, some episodes we don't have Cisco. When we gonna have an episode we don't have Caitlin with a stupid thing on her head talking to Killer Frost? How many times we gotta go through this? I keep saying it. They don't have a story. If you don't have a story for certain characters, I mean, it's okay to say, we told the whole story we could tell this character, and we're moving on. That's okay. Let it go. Please. Because I can't keep going through the same story with the same character. She likes Killer Frost. She don't like Killer Frost. Killer Frost is this. Killer Frost is that. They're talking to each other. We're watching a grown woman talk to herself. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ah. Okay. Ralph was back in this episode, and they have toned Ralph down so much from season 4 that he's tolerable. His jokes are funny. I chuckle. I'm okay with Ralph. He's okay in my book. Just keep him like this. Don't overdo it. Let's see. We had then we shot to like the big, well, not the big finale scene, fight scene, but you know, in each episode of The Flash, they have about like 3 fight scenes with the villain. They had a fight scene with Cicada where all hands on deck, minus Cisco, because he's still in the lab working on his cure. So it was Killer Frost, Elongated Man, XS, and Flash, and Caitlin didn't get knocked out. Killer Frost did not get knocked out. She actually did something, except that this is the scene where we know Cicada punches Nora in the back, and she gets paralyzed, and Killer Frost tries to help, and throws Cicada off his, game, and he flies away. He flies away, uses dagger, fly away. Why didn't Caitlin, Killer Frost, go after him? She could super glide after him like she, travels. She could have, like her dad did in the Icicle Cometh, shot her little butt up there and chased him. It's like she just watched him go. I'm so sick of that. Stop watching this man fly off, and y'all know he can fly. Can't Barry, like, zoom up a building, jump off, and try to catch his ass? He flies super slow. Or it seems like he's flying super slow that they're sitting there watching him. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And the reason he had an opportunity to punch Nora is because the meta that he was trying to kill got hurt, and Nora said, help me, I need, and instead of running her to the hospital, Barry was like, oh, we need Caitlin, because Caitlin's the doctor. But doesn't Killer Frost know what Caitlin knows, like, as far as, like, schooling and medical knowledge? So, I don't know, I didn't get that part. Let me know if I'm tripping. Or couldn't just XS just run her to a hospital? Whatever. So, we got to see the return of Captain Singh, which is always fun. I love Captain Singh. I think he knows who Barry really is. What do you think? Like, he cannot know. And then last season, his whole mask was off. Barry's whole face was like, it was like, he got to know who he was. Like, he works with this man every day. I think he knows, he just ain't saying anything yet. Another subplot that we got to see was Cecile using her abilities. They explained that Joe is in Tahiti or somewhere, they said, with Wally, which is, again, really weird. I said this last review. Why wouldn't he take Cecile? Whatever. Cecile, so I'm confused. Cecile can not read minds, but gets feelings, or she can read minds and still gets the feelings about what people are doing. Please let me know in the comments. I'm a little confused about that. And so they had this second fight with Cicada in the warehouse, and I was just saying, like, Barry doesn't know any hand-to-hand combat. We were talking about this on Twitter. He has to know something. It's been 5 years, and he hasn't taken a karate class, a self-defense class, nothing. Like, come on, man. He should know how to punch somebody without his speed. And later in the episode, it did come back a little bit where he wasn't holding his own a little bit, and I got very excited about that. While Nora, like I said, she got hurt, while she was recuperating, Sherlock Wells was trying to investigate her and interrogate her into what she knows and figure out what she's hiding. And that caught the scent of Mama Iris, who had a good scene where she was like, no, Sherlock, we're not playing that. Stay away from that. Is my daughter. You will not be investigating my daughter if you know what's good for you. And I said, yes. I was like, yes, go ahead, Nora. Mama Iris don't play. Go ahead, Iris. Mama Iris does not play when it comes to Nora. So what did you guys think of that scene? And Sherlock is getting on my nerves, even though he's the one that's going to uncover it. But it's getting on my nerves. The accent is getting on my nerves. Just bring back Harry, please. And so after that, and they figure out, Cecile hooks them up with an FBI transport to put the metas into witness protection program, the metas that Cicada is going after. And we cut to the big scene where Cicada, the dirty cop rats him out. And Cicada knows when the transport is happening. So we cut to the big scene where they have to fight. And Barry finally, before I even get to Barry, Killer Frost didn't get knocked out. Lord, it is a miracle. Thank you. She didn't get knocked out. She had moves. I don't even like Killer Frost like that. She had moves, and I thought it was a good scene. She looked like how she looked in the animated series, which was what I said in my last review. And I know they filmed this a while ago, but I feel like they listened to me. I feel like I had a voice, and she kicked butt. I was not mad for it, and she stopped the dagger with her ice powers, which gave Barry his powers back, which gave him enough time to do something, and he did, and he delivered a line. Grant delivered a line. I wrote it down. "You are never going to hurt my daughter again." And the way he delivered that line, it was about to knock and kill Cicada. Awesome, 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 awesome. Again, I want to give great acting kudos to Jessica Parker Kennedy, Candace Patton, and Grant Gustin, killing it, holding the show on their backs. They're doing a great job. And so he was going to kill him, but then Nora came in and was like, "Dad, I'm fine. Everything's good," because she got the use of her legs back. Her speed healing kicked in. And that gave Cicada the opportunity to, of course, get away. So, overall, and then it ended the episode with, it wraps it up with everybody gets their separate talk. This is what The Flash is known for. It's very predictable in that way. Killer Frost and, I almost called her Danielle. Killer Frost and Caitlin squashed their beef with the help of Ralph. Cecile put the dirty cop behind bars with the help of Captain Singh, and Barry, Iris, and Nora had a family dinner back at the loft, just the three of them without any interruptions from everyone else. And they had a scene where it was sweet, and Barry was saying that this has changed him and that he will never be the same. He didn't think he could care about her the way that he feels, or he felt that he would never care about anyone the way that he cares about Nora, as far as like, her being his daughter and having kids. He just didn't know he didn't know he would be able to feel something like that. And Iris let him know that, of course, he has the biggest heart. He's an amazing father, an amazing husband, and that clicked for him. And he was like, well, Cicada's a father, and now the new plan is to heal Cicada's niece/daughter, and then appeal to that side of him, and maybe that'll get him to stop. And then we also saw a scene with Sherlock, who realized that Nora's not the only one writing in the journal. There are two different types of handwriting, and that there's someone else that she's working with. So that was episode Seeing Red, and overall the episode I thought was good. I don't know if I want to say it was great, but it was good, and it was much better than that damn Flash and the Furious crap that they tried to give me last week. So I give this episode, out of on a scale, I give this episode a B. I give it a B. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to discuss with you. And until next week, until we're back, Flash fans, next week in Central City, I am out of here. Big Girl Geek Out, peace. Hey, where are you going? You just watched a cool video. Subscribe.